Hi guys, it's Casey with Alka Designs, and today we are going to paint our snow family people. Sorry, my cat just walked in. So, are you guys ready? Alright, let's get started. So, we're going to sketch out the background real quick. Let me find my pencil. Alright, so the background is going to be the horizon. Let me put you a little bit closer. Is it echoing for you? Let's see. Can you hear me now? Sorry about that, guys. Let me know if you can hear me. I had some echo at the beginning. Okay, awesome. So I'll go over the things again. Since you guys couldn't hear me, I'm so sorry about that. Okay, so we're going to draw just a line for the horizon. You can make it a hill or just a straight line. It's totally up to you. So for the tree, you can either, I like them going forking out to have more branches, but you can also just go straight and kind of branch up here towards the top. When I do the branches, you want them to go thick to thin. So as you're doing this, you kind of want them to do V's. So you see how these are Ving? That's like the best tip I ever found for trees, is to have them do a little V. You can have as little or as much tree branches as you want. It's totally up to you. My kitty's trying to come up here and say hi. He's trying to call. Does anyone have any questions? Thank you so much for sprinkling the love. I really appreciate that. you have any questions, go ahead and pop them in the comments. Even if they're on replay, I will always come back and answer. So we are live on our YouTube page, on our group, and in our business page. So you can catch us in all of those places. So just add a couple branches over here real quick. How are you guys doing? Do you guys have your tree and horizon drawn on there? I don't want to go too quick and lose you guys. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and move on. If you guys have any questions, just drop them in the comments. Okay, so now we're gonna do the snowman, the easy part. So our snowman, or people, our snow people, you can draw as many or as little as you want. So it is completely up to you, your family, however you want to do it. I have a family of 4, so I will be drawing 4. You can, I mean, they're the same concept for all of them. When I do the kids, I do an oval and then a little circle. Actually, I want the adults to be in the middle. Sorry. Okay. So I'm gonna have a kid here, an adult, and a kid. So we have our oval and our little head, and this one's going to be 3 circles, like our common classic snowman and snow people. So you just draw some circles. You want the top to be slightly smaller than the middle, to be slightly smaller than the bottom. It just helps to make them a little bit more proportionate. Okay, and then we're gonna draw the other little kid over here. My little snow people are downstairs right now painting with my other snow guy. So they're painting along with mommy. Okay, so this is going to be the base of it. So we're going to start on our background. If you're just hopping on, we drew a horizon. We drew a tree that forks. You can either have it fork or you can go all the way up and then have branches come out up here. And then we drew an oval for our snow children, and then a head, and then 3 circles for the top. So I'm going to put some paint on my palette now. The background, like the sky colors, are completely up to you. So I wanted it to kind of be a night scene, so you can kind of see like they're looking off into the stars. But that's completely up to you. If you want to do a like a day scene, just do a lighter color of blue, and you can do the same process. So you can do like a light blue and then mix it with white. Where did I put my white at? Just a second. I forgot. Sorry about that. So if you want to do a day scene, you're going to do your blue up top, and then mix it with white down towards the bottom. Just do the same technique that we're doing. what I'm going to do is for our night scene, I'm going to do a darker blue with a lighter blue, and possibly this at the bottom. We'll see how it looks, but it's called an ombre effect. And I love doing skies just for this technique. This is probably my favorite technique of all. So are you guys all to this point? I'm going to get my blues on my palette. It's right here. And I'm going to get a flat. This is a 3/4 inch. You can use a 1 inch. It's completely up to you, whatever you prefer. I use this to cover more area. So it's completely up to you. So the reason why I'm using 2 different colors for the background or for the sky is because as the sky goes lower, it gets lighter as it goes lower. So I'm just going to get some dark blue on here, and I'm just going to go over it. Just going to make horizontal lines over the top. I am going to cover my tree. You can try to go around it, but it's just easier to paint over it. You might, depending on how light it is, you might still be able to see a little bit of the lines. If it's starting to do this for you, it means you need just a tad of water, depending on where you're at. Humidity can sometimes do that to your brush strokes. So, and it also sometimes depends on the paint too. So I'm going to start adding in my lighter color. Let me pull you back up so you can see the whole thing here. Hopefully that's a little bit better. All right. And I'm just going to go up into the dark, bring it back down, just kind of mix it as I'm going. Still making horizontal lines, just moving back and forth. I want it to be a little bit darker, so I'm adding in a tad more of the darker color. Get out of here, kitty cat. I haven't rinsed my brush at all. I'm just going back and forth. My kitty really wants to join. All right, I'm gonna add in a little bit of the lighter blue. I still haven't rinsed my brush. This is still the same. Yes, see my kitty cat's tail. She's not taking no for an answer. Okay. Let's add just a little bit more right here so it's not so light. Okay. I think that's pretty good. How are you guys doing? Okay, now I'm going to rinse up my brush. And because we're moving on to white, I want to make sure that I have my blue completely out of here. So make sure you clean your brush really, really well. Or grab another flat, that's up to you. Okay, so I'm going to get some white and some of the light blue. I'm going to grab just the white first. I'm going to go over this. And as I'm doing it, I'm just going to add in a little bit of blue as I go. So I'm going to add more white so it's not blue blue. Because the night sky, along with snow itself, has a blue tint if you look at it. So you want to make sure you have a solid horizon line. Add in blue here and there. You don't want it to be too blue though. So make sure you add in enough white so it's just a tad bit. Just a little hint. Okay. That's pretty well mixed in there. If you can see, this is, might be kind of orangish from my light, but it has a tint of blue and white. So it's not just white and it's not just blue. All right. Let's rinse out the brush again. Okay. So we're going to kind of let that air out for a second. We don't want it to be wet before we move on to the next stage. So tell me, how many people are you guys doing in your pictures? I'm doing 4. How many are you guys doing? My daughter wanted to do 4 as well, but my son wanted to include his pawpaw, who lives across the street from us. So he has 5 on his picture. Hopefully this doesn't take too long on drying. So do you guys have your decorations up? Your Christmas decorations? We just put ours up on Saturday. I think it was Saturday. And our Elfie came last night. You have yours up? Awesome. Do you guys go all out or do you just do a little bit? We kind of just do a little bit. We still have to do our outside. Not yet. Yeah, we try to get ours put up right after Black Friday and Halloween or Halloween. Thanksgiving. I feel like you're gonna add me on here so it's not weird. Just a little bit. Yeah, we just do a little bit too. Just a little bit along the top of the house, or not the top, but like the bottom layer of the house. And we do like our stairwell, our banister going up the stairs. And we do the tree, and that's about it. I'm gonna plug in my hair dryer. You guys can do the step 2 if you'd like, or you can let it dry naturally. So give me just a second. Let me. A little deep down here at the bottom, but we're gonna be doing up here. So I'm gonna put me back on solo, and we are going to. Do you guys want to do the tree first or the snowman? It really doesn't matter, or the snow people. Whichever is fine. Whichever step is fine with me. Let's see. You want the tree first? Alrighty. So for the tree, I'm going to grab a round brush. Cool, both of you guys want trees, awesome. So I'm going to grab a round brush, 2 different sizes. And I'm doing 2 different sizes because a tree has a thicker trunk towards the bottom, and then as it gets up here, I might even use a liner brush, whatever that went. Here it is. I might even use a liner brush for the thin branches, but we'll see how this brush does. This one right here is a 2, but all brands are different. So just do a thicker one, or you can do it all with a small one. It's just going to take you a little bit longer. And then the liner brush or a really thin brush for the branches. Okay, so I'm going to use a darker brown and a lighter brown. If you are relatively new to painting, or if you're painting with a kid, they can do, or you, either one, can do just one color. Just pick whichever one you want. The 2 color thing is just going to help give it a little bit more dimension, but that's completely up to you. You're the artist, it's your painting, totally up to you. So I'm going to first grab the darker brown on my thick, or my, sorry, not my thick, but my 6 round, and I'm gonna do just like I did with my pencil. If you want to sketch it back on here, you are more than welcome to. I'm just going to do the same thing I did with a pencil with a paintbrush. And the awesome thing about paint is if you make a mistake, and I say that because there are no mistakes in art. If you make a mistake, if you just wait till it's dry, you can paint right over it. So that little bit of advice helped me just go for it. So I'm gonna do my two curves. If you wanted to do the tall tree without the fork, just go up higher and then kind of go out a little bit towards the top. So here we're gonna do our fork. I'm actually gonna do this first. So I'm going to grab my thinner brush so I can kind of do the branches and then I'll go back to filling it in. So just however you want to do it. I'm gonna go thicker branches and then thin them out towards the end. I'm not gonna do the thin ones because I'm gonna do that with my liner, I think. This one's a little bit too thick to do my liner brushes or to do my little branches. But some brushes you can do both. So just depends what brush you grab. So are you guys painting with little ones or is it just you or you and a spouse? My little ones are downstairs painting. They're my little artists. Okay. Now I'm going to grab my itsy bitsy one, my liner. And I'm going to do the thinner branches. If you don't have any of these brushes, you can just make it work with what you have. It's just you. Are you a first time painter or are you new to painting or do you paint all the time? Just a hobby? My kitty cat's trying to join in. I paint as often as I can. Yeah, I do too. It's sometimes really hard to find the time to paint, but you make time for what you love. All right. So let's see. Gonna add a couple over here. Don't have to go crazy, just a little bit here and there. I'm gonna add in just a couple more branches. Are you guys doing okay? No, no, kitty cat, don't press buttons. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my larger brush and I'm going to fill this in. And as I fill this in, I'm going to sneak in, just like we did with the white with the blue. I'm going to sneak in just a little bit of the lighter color here and there. Actually, I think this brush is too big. I'm going to switch to my slightly smaller brush. So it's still going to be a big, thick one, but all good. Awesome. Okay. So a little bit here and there. So you don't want your tree to be too bright if it's a night scene, because trees generally are more on the darker side at night. So down here at the bottom, I'm going to kind of make the trunks just kind of like come to a point. But every tree is different, so however you do it is perfect. Actually, I think this one should be a little bit thicker. It is. Okay, so that's pretty well done. But do you see how the different colors, or the two different colors mixed together, kind of gives it a little bit of dimension? Okay, so let me rinse out my brushes. Okay. So we're going to start working on our snow people. And I can kind of still see a little bit of the marks down here. If you can't, that's okay too. Right. They're just some circles. For this, you can either grab a round brush, like a 3 or a 4, or you can grab an angle brush. Totally up to you. I'm going to grab the angle brush because I'm going to do a little blending technique, so it'll pop off of the background of the snow. But you can totally make it work if you just have a round. So I'm gonna get some more white, and I still have a little bit of blue, light blue on my palette. So I'm just going to take just the white at first, And I'm going to draw my circles. And again, you can do your sketching of the circles and stuff with pencil, or you can just do it right on here with the paintbrush. The angle brush is a little bit harder to draw on here. So switch back to my round just for the drawing of this on here, and then we'll go back to the angle brush. So this is the adult one. I'm gonna fill them in. Slightly smaller head. Kiki, stop. And do that with all of your snow people. Oh. One of the two dots in the middle. Keep messing that up. That's all right. Two kiddos can be in the middle this time. Okay. Then one more. It's pretty warm. Oh, I'm still on. I think my cat switched me over. Sorry, guys. There we go. Anyways, it was pretty warm where I'm at today. I think it got almost to the 60s. Now it's gonna go back down to freezing. I don't like the cold. Was it warm where you guys are at? It was almost a beautiful day. Still a tad bit chilly for my liking, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. Right. Um, good. Okay, so I don't know about you, but my snow people are kind of blending into the background. So to prevent that from happening, we're going to do a little bit of shading, and that's where the angle brush comes in. So I have the white on the bottom here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the tip right here, just the tip, and dip it in. So it then looks like this, if you can see that. Let me, it's just like that. So it has the tip and then the white. Okay, so take the part with the blue and go around the edge. And what this does, I'm gonna have to turn this for just a second, guys. What this does is help to blend it out. And if it gets too much blue, then just add more white. And it'll help kind of give it a shadow down there. And I am going to do this for all of the intersections, for all of the balls. It helps give it a three-dimensional quality. Again, if you're a beginner or a kid, you do not have to do this part. So just like that. Is it too bright to see? We're kind of not focusing. Guess it's not going to focus. See it though. Okay, so I'm going to do that to all of my little people. Every time I come back over to the palette, I re-dip into white very lightly, and then I dip the corner into the blue. Yeah, it's okay. It'll look like snow soon enough. I recommend going bottom to top when you're doing these. That way, especially for like the thinner ones, that way you don't do this or this and then kind of go over it with this. So just helps it to stay the way you paint it. Or you don't stick your hand in it, or you know, all the things. Okay, so I have that on all of my little snow people. So now I'm going to go back to my middle-sized round. I'm just going to kind of fill in the rest of the bodies that might not be so white because of the background. It's kind of like a second layer. So what kind of accessories are you going to put on your snow people? I'm going to do a scarf on my lady snow person. And maybe a scarf and a hat on my guy. Probably scarves on my kids too. Are you guys gonna do something different? You're in London, like actual London? That's so awesome. Oh, I'm sure it did. Holy moly. That's awesome. Hat and scarf. Yep. The classic hat and scarf. That's what I'm doing too. 34 is pretty chilly. I think it's going to go back down to that in the next couple days. I am not a cold person. I hate I hate the cold. I'm always, always, always cold. It's not my friend. Are you guys cold people or warm people? Do you like the winter best or the summer? I love the summer. As in like 11:48 p.m. Wow. Well, thank you for coming and joining us. I'm glad you made it. I'll go the hat and the scarf for the snow people. Awesome. Okay. Awesome. All right. So I think I'm going to do my scarves first. So what colors are you guys going to make your scarves? I'm making mine red and green. This is like a darker green. So they're like holiday colors. What are you guys going to make yours? Like a burgundy color is a good color, I think, or just green or red. So I'm going to pour my red and my green on here. I'm going to stay with my, let's see, what are you? My 2 round. You're going to make yours just red? Awesome. Red and green? Sweet. Okay, so when I do my red and green, I kind of do it, I draw it all out in one color. I do a knot right here. Do a little closer. So I do a little curve on the side, on both sides, and then I do like a knot in the circle, or not in the, a knot like right here, and then I outline it in one color, and then I kind of do my patches. Sparkly red. Awesome. Are you gonna put glitter on it or paint with that already has like the glittery stuff? That's a great idea. Okay, so I think I'm going to outline mine in green. So I'm just gonna get a little bit, do a little curve on the sides, do my knot. Actually, to do the outline part, I'm just gonna do a little bit thinner of a brush just to not make it so thick. If you want to just do, if you're doing just one color, you can do the same thing, but if you're doing the like red, orange, red, orange, red, green, my lord. You could just do, I've seen some people just kind of do like a thing of green, a thing of red, a thing of green. Totally up to you. This is just kind of how I do it. So I'm gonna come down. With hold on, I'm gonna find a liner. Liner brush. That's not a liner brush, but I think that'll do. Okay, try this again. Okay, go down, and I'm gonna make one slightly shorter than the other. Again, totally your call. Okay, and I'm just gonna do a little bit of green, little bit of green. Do all of this side green. You see what it's doing? Ooh, you're gonna use glitter. Might have to add some glitter afterwards. That sounds like fun. Okay, and when I get down here, I'm going to kind of do opposite. So even though this knot is going to be red, this part over here is going to be red too. So it's going to go kind of opposite so it doesn't like blend together. Okay. I'm going to go on without doing the reds just so I don't have to rinse my brush out. So I'm going to do the same thing I just did. Go line it. Get a circle. Okay, so I'm going to fill in my little green patches. Okay, and when I get done with that, I'm going to get some red on here. All right. Everyone doing okay? Okay, so let's see. We're going to, I think, do the hat now. Okay, so you have to decide before you put your hats on. Hold on, let me let my cat out of here. Sorry about that. Okay, so before you put your hats on, you want to decide where your snow people are looking. Are they looking up? Are they looking straight at you? Because that will determine how your hat is tilted. For the ones that don't have hats, I mean, you don't have to decide that one right now, but so I'm going to have my people looking up. So in order to do that, it's going to kind of skew the perspective of the hat. Because if you look at a person that's looking up, it's kind of, you see more of the bridge, because it's going to be a top hat. So you're going to see more of the bridge of it than the top hat part. So I'm going to do that by let's see. So it's just going to be a little bit of the hat and more of the bridge. It's going to slightly come around. If you are going to have them just look straight at you, you can do your hat more covering the top right here, and then have a larger top of the hat. I don't know the correct terminology for a top hat, but just a little bit of this hat. And when we put on the eyes, it will make it look a little less weird. Okay. So I don't think my lady is gonna have a hat and the kids aren't gonna have a hat, but that's up to you if you want them to have it on yours. I guess we didn't have friends that we could have done the faces. Okay, don't rinse it out. Okay, so we're going to take this, and its eyes are gonna be way up here. Just gonna do your face, the smile. Little dots for the smile. And now we're gonna do the carrot nose. Of course, I grabbed the one paint that's not open. Okay. So just a slightly skinnier one for this. Okay, so the carrot nose is going to be kind of pointed straight up since they're looking up. If you were having them look straight at you, you would just do it like kind of more towards the side. Fix the head on this one a little bit. It's kind of a weird shaped head. Okay, so let's do our arms. So take one of your thin brushes, a liner brush, or just your smallest brush, and we're going to take whichever brown you want, either the dark or the light. I'm going to take the darker color. And you can just, however you want them, you can have them, you know, pointed up like they're going, yay, or just down to their side, or however you want to do them. I think I want them to say yay because they're happy it's snowing, because we're going to put some snow on here. Right, so just like up here when we did thick to thin, we're going to do the same thing. So as it comes out, it's going to get thinner. I'm also going to do the V at the end for like a hand. So if you're having difficulty getting the very thinner lines up here, it has a lot to do with your pressure. So if you're pressing down hard, you're going to get a thicker line. Whereas opposed to if you did light, see how it's just a little bit on there compared to a lot. So if you're having trouble with the thin lines, it could have something to do with your pressure. If that's the case, use your pinky to kind of stabilize it. And it helps you to do the thin strokes. Or if you're shaky, that also helps. So now I'm going to my black hat is kind of all run together. So to fix that, I'm going to add like a red little sash kind of thing to help break that apart a little bit. So outline where the brim would be, because you wouldn't see the whole sash of this. It would kind of just be a tad bit. That'll help break it up a little bit. All right, now is the fun part. So you can do this in a couple different ways. So you can individually put your snow on here. You could get a toothbrush and go like this and like sprinkle it, whatever it's called. And it'll make like flecks. You could also put your paint and go like this all over. So I will show you all of these different techniques. So I'm going to start with this one. So you can go like this. It needs to be a little bit wet, so get your brush wet when you do it. That will help it kind of fly. Not so wet though. Okay, so go like this, and it, see what it's doing? It's making like speckles all over. It's really messy. Okay, there's also a toothbrush, an old toothbrush. As you can see, this is my painting toothbrush, not my actual like toothbrush. Sorry, it was a little extra wet. And you can kind of do the same thing. You just go over it and kind of speckle it. Or you can make some a little bit bigger, like that. So I am going to finish with this one. My daughter's probably downstairs like so excited because this is her all-time favorite thing to do. She does this on all of her paintings. So they're going to be small speckles, but we can go back in and make them bigger speckles. You can also do this for stars. But this is going to be kind of stars and snow. I'm going to put a little bit of snow on the trees. Kind of just, oops, sorry, I was off the screen a little bit. Dab it on here. We have a flatter area. Just kind of go around, make some big snowflakes, make some little snowflakes. Little snowflakes help it make it look like it's more in the distance. I'm gonna put a little bit snow kind of piled up on the tree trunk. He's gonna have a little bit on his hat. You can use different size brushes if you prefer. Got it ran together, so we're gonna try to break it up a little bit. And try to make them as random as possible. Our brains as humans when we try to do things like random, it ends up being kind of like a pattern, like without even knowing it, I kind of drew almost a straight line. So you have to kind of like manually like make yourself do, you know, random things so it doesn't look like it was it looks more natural, I guess is the word. My kids are going to bed. Sounds like. Yeah, you want to come say hi? You guys want to see my kids? This is my daughter. Did you paint?
Yeah.
Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Look, I did your technique.
Thank you. I ruined one of my red ones.
Honey, you don't ruin anything, remember?
I mean, I'll have to finish it one my picture tomorrow. Because I was trying to do the red and green scarf. And I knew you were going to do it blue. I mean red and green. And I actually did too much.
They said hi. They said hi. Her name is Kathleen. She said hi.
Oh, hi.
Okay. I love you.
I paid, and then I just got too much. And one of my snowmen turned red.
Oh, that's okay.
So I'll have to finish it tomorrow because I'll have to paint over.
Paint over it. Yep. That's what you can do, right?
And I might have to do the rest stuff, but snowman white.
Yeah, that's okay. All right, I love you.
Love you too, Mama.
Have fun. Will you shut the door, please? Yeah, she was. Okay, so you can put as much or as little as you want. Totally up to you. You also want to do kind of down here because it will show up because we did the blue on it. It'll also make it look like it's not just snowing up here in the sky. So we'll just do some random dots. Use a thinner one with a little bit more variety. All right, do some over the tree. Some randomly over the snowman. And then looks like we're done. I think we got everything. Let's see. Eyes, nose, mouth. Oh, our buttons. Thought we were missing something. Okay, our buttons on the snowman. I don't think we forgot anything else, right? Okay. Same process as the face. Just some little dots. All right, I think that is that. Those are the little snow people. Okay. So let me put this on here. Hi. So do you guys have any questions? Did you guys get it all? It's a relatively easy painting. If you have any questions, if you're watching on replay, you can always post them in. I'll always come back and answer them for you. And just to let you know, we do a painting every Thursday. We do a paint tutorial. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. We do a paint tutorial every Thursday. It depends on the day. We either do it in the morning or at night. So it'll either be like 11:30 in the morning or 6 p.m. Like it is tonight. In a couple weeks, I think it's the 16th. Yes, 16th, my son has a Christmas program, so we'll have it in the morning that day. Do you guys want to see the painting we're doing next week? I'm going to announce it right after I get done here. I can show you guys real quick if you want to see. Put me on solo, but do this one on solo. Let's see. Well, let me do it. Okay. Let me pull it up on my iPad here. See it okay? It's gonna be like mistletoe, like kissing under the mistletoe. I'm going to do the event after we get off of here. But this is what we're gonna do next week at 6 p.m. So I can see y'all. Okay, I hope you guys could see that. If not, I will post a picture too on our Facebook page tonight for the event. That will be at 6 p.m. next Thursday. We also do kind of like a craft coffee talk on Wednesday mornings at 9:30 every Wednesday morning. So if you guys want to come join us sometime, I would love to sit and chat with you guys. So every Wednesday at 9:30 and every Thursday at either 11:30 or 6 p.m. And I always do events for the paint tutorials just so you guys know when it'll be. But thank you so much for coming and painting with us. It was so awesome to paint with you guys. And I hope to see you again soon. Have a great night.